Hello, allow me to walk you through our solution called Communications Inspector, and I will show you how exactly the solution works. So first of all, imagine you are a compliance officer and your responsibility is to make sure all calls that are happening between your bankers, your representatives, your account managers or agents, and the end clients or end customers have to comply with some regulations like MiFID or any kind of regulations we have in Europe. And nowadays, typical situation is that people randomly samples the calls, they listen to the calls manually, and then they try to extrapolate some feedbacks. But imagine a solution where you can actually do this using AI on a full scale. So you can continuously listen to every single call and analyze it from unlimited number of perspectives. So how it works? First, you can see here is a example of the solution that is running in production, and every day and some new calls are being processed. So for example, in this time period, we processed 4,000 calls, and the calls were made by 60 different representatives of the company. And here you can see some error rate, and you can drill down per different things that were done incorrectly in the calls. You can split it by questions, you can split it by agents, and you can see it over time, how the agents are performing, and you can create many other perspectives. But the whole solution works in a way that you define questions like this. So for example, you define a question if the banker is trying to manipulate the client to buy some stocks, because this is one example of violation of the compliance rules. So you want to prevent this and proactively catch this thing in the calls. So imagine you define it, and here is the best thing: you can define it very broadly, in a very human speaking type of thing. So it can be very vague definition, but the large language model that is then processing all the calls is able to detect whether this actually happened or not. And this is the biggest advantage of the technology. So then you can see you can create a new prompt, new questions. You can create new questions easily by adding them here. You can split it by department. So every department, every team can have their own set of questions, and you can play around. You can test multiple versions of a similar questions, and over time you can fine tune your questions. And the best way is that you can do it retrospectively. So imagine you have some new question in mind, you define it today, and you can retrospectively calculate it all the way back to the history, which gives you much better flexibility compared to other solutions. So if I go back here, you can then see that all the data that are flowing into the solution are typical transcripts like this. And we handle the automated way of transcription by Whisper AI model. And every single transcription is logged. So you see what the data were on the input side. And at the same time, you have full traceability and auditability of the results. So imagine you process every single call by unlimited number of questions you define, and you have the result, you have the citation, so which part the AI thinks is in contradiction to the question, and what kind of models you used when the calculation happened, and so on. And this is critical for auditability and long-term sustainable traceability. And last but not least, the solution also helps you manage the running costs. So for every transcription, we have clear idea about the costs, and you can monitor them in the solution as well. And you have it split by different cost drivers, like the speech to text, like the questions, and you can see it per different teams and so on. So let's start your pilot today and automate your call inspection and communication inspection.
Thank you for watching this short demo of our Caller Inspector. The solution is built on the Databricks platform and can run in your own cloud, whether it's AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud, so everything stays fully under your control. My name is David Wopelka, and I lead the Financial Services AI Solutions team at Datasentics and Avid Business. For almost 15 years of my career, I've worked with dozens of financial institutions, helping them use AI in their core processes. If this looks like something you would like to explore, we would be happy to talk. You can book a free 30-minute consultation with me or someone from my team. After the call, you will also receive a free feasibility check to give you a view of the expected impact versus the implementation effort. You can book your time slot using the button below this video.